Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Police are piecing together the events that led up to a violent altercation in New Haven this weekend. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. The assault happened yesterday at a convenience store. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot has the latest on the investigation.
On Saturday, New Haven police responded to Sam's convenience store on Whaley Avenue for a large fight. We're not showing the full video because it is hard to watch, but in the footage you can see a 43-year-old victim being hit in the back of their head with a large metal post. People I spoke with say this incident is absolutely crazy.
She needed to go to jail for life. And that was sad because it wasn't really all that. It was just over words and things that just could have been solved with just simple conversation and understanding.
We spoke with someone who did not want to go on camera after police say a large fight occurred at the Sam's convenience store off of Whaley Avenue. He says, unfortunately, fights like this are all too common in this neighborhood. Last year on June 1st, police say Travis James was stabbed to death at the same store after an argument escalated to violence.
I think they need to close this store down. It's like too many people get killed at this store and they don't have enough police protection here.
No arrests have been made in the fight that broke out on Saturday. New Haven police say they are still looking for the individual who struck the female victim. Police say the female victim was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. If you saw anything or if you have any information on this case, you're urged to contact police. In New Haven, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
A major fire in New London that happened last night still has people displaced tonight, 10 of them. As a matter of fact, crews responded to a 4-alarm blaze at the Crocker House apartment complex. The fire sent 4 people to the hospital for treatment, though none of the injuries were serious. Fire crews from several agencies responded to the heavy smoke on the 2nd and 3rd floors. A total of 12 ambulances were on scene and firefighters performed several rescues. The fire caused significant damage to the older section of the building. The cause is under investigation now. A man is dead after a serious 2-car crash in East Haddam. Police identified the victim as Robert Lanahan. The crash happened around 7:20 last night on Norwich-Salem Road en route 82. The death of a person whose body was found at the Lisbon boat launch is now being treated as suspicious. State police say they are still awaiting official identification of the deceased. A hiker discovered the body around 1 p.m. Saturday. Investigators are working to learn more, and we'll keep you updated both on air and online at fox61.com as new details emerge. West Hartford firefighters responded to a fire this afternoon at a home on Lynbrook Road where solar panels were involved. The fire broke out just after 12:45. The crews quickly contained it after entering the attic, and luckily there were no injuries. Everyone was able to evacuate safely. The home suffered fire damage and is now uninhabitable. The cause is under investigation by the fire marshal's office.
It was a hot, humid, and stormy day across the state today. For our high temperatures, got to 90 today in Hartford, 87 in Waterbury and Bridgeport, 89 in Danbury, 87 in Willimantic. A little bit cooler down by the shoreline, high of 79 in Groton today. So we did have a fair amount of storm activity, even saw some severe storms earlier today, but now the cold front is going to move offshore, and that ends our severe threat for the night and sets us up for a different air mass for much of next week. So as we get into early tomorrow morning, it will be a little bit windy throughout the day. Winds out of the north about 25 to 35 miles per hour. However, though, we will have a lot of sunshine. High temperatures will be a little bit cooler than they have been, and dew points will also be incredibly comfortable. This area of high pressure is really going to anchor itself over the state, so we're going to have a lot of days of really nice weather. As we get into Tuesday, we start out the day with a lot of sunshine, maybe get a little bit of some fair weather cumulus clouds as you get into the afternoon. Again, a little bit on the cool side, but still very refreshing with the humidity. I'll let you know when the next chance of rain returns to the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
A deadly motorcycle crash in Amboy Township, Michigan has claimed the life of a 50-year-old man from Connecticut. It happened around 5:30 Friday evening. The victim, who was identified as Alvin Rosario II of Shelton, lost control of his bike and crashed into a ditch. Despite efforts to revive him, Rosario was pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Meriden police are investigating a serious two-car crash that occurred early this morning. The crash happened around 3 a.m. at the intersection of Broad and Silver Streets. The driver of an Acura was trapped and had to be extricated from the vehicle. A passenger in the Toyota sustained minor injuries. Police say the driver of the Toyota failed field sobriety tests and was arrested for driving under the influence. 4 people were injured in a boating accident at Stamford Harbor last night. The incident occurred around 10 p.m. when a vessel crashed into the break wall. Despite attempts to stabilize the boat, it couldn't be saved. Authorities are investigating the cause, while safety experts urge boaters to exercise extra caution at night. Multiple 911 calls were made reporting a house fire on Ball Road in North Haven. First responders arrived around 5 p.m. to find the exterior of the home burning, with the occupants using a garden hose to control the flames. The fire didn't spread inside the house. Authorities credit an alert neighbor who spotted the fire and alerted the occupants. No injuries were reported, and the fire is under investigation by the North Haven Fire Marshal's office. Multiple crews responded to a house fire in Milford around 7:15 tonight. Firefighters quickly contained the flames and rescued a cat from the home. The fire is under investigation, but fortunately there were no injuries reported. Well, new tonight, several Connecticut first responders are back home on the East Coast now after spending weeks in Alaska helping to fight the wildfires out in that state. DEEP says the 20-person crew was manned primarily by 18 members of the state's interstate fire crew. The crew deployed to Alaska on July 3rd and assisted those on the ground, as well as other crews coming in from out of state in their efforts to battle the raging wildfires. Firefighters train and work on their skills at home to be ready and prepared to deploy at a moment's notice.
All those techniques are employed here in the state, and we really fine-tune them when we're out there. So the chance that we get to learn those skills and employ those skills out on the western fires, as we refer to them, really helps here in the state.
This was the crew's first assignment for the wildfire season. While the evening, I should say, may have ended on a wet note, the Greater Hartford Festival of Jazz officially wrapped up today. Fox 61's Stefan Reels was there for the fun this weekend and recaps why this event continues to bring in people from all across New England.
After a weekend full of fun, music, soul, and most importantly, good vibes, the Greater Hartford Festival of Jazz has come to an end, but not before it left its mark as a summer staple. For 3 days a year, Hartford becomes the jazz capital of New England. And at the center of it all, the heart and soul of the music genre.
Jazz has so much beauty within it. It's like deeply rooted in our history. It's special, and it's important to hold on to that beauty. And I think that's what we're all trying to do here.
Trombonist Priyanka McGavie is one of the members of the festival's Generations Big Band, who kicked off the final afternoon's performances. Made up of some of the greatest local talent the area has to offer. From ages 17 to 50, it's been a cornerstone for the Jazz Festival. And a big reason why some of these musicians, like Jeremy Bond, returned home in Connecticut.
I'm now at the University of Miami at the Frost School of Music. The big band format is such a high energy thing. This is one of the biggest things in the state that happens in terms of the jazz community, so it was kind of a no-brainer to come here.
And while food and fun added to the experience, grand prize, baby! It was the heart each musician brought to the stage that continued to bring in people from across the region and make it a truly unforgettable weekend.
Miss Althea Renee is my idol. I listen to her all the time, all her music, and I've gotten better because of her.
It hits you in the soul.
It's hearing the instruments, the vibe, the people, you know, how it makes you feel.
Now, this is just one of the many events happening around the Greater Hartford area put together by the Greater Hartford Arts Council as part of their Summer in the City initiative. For a full list of events, you can head on over to fox61.com or check out the free Fox 61 app. In Hartford, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
Stefan, thank you. Looks like it was a great event. An update now to a story we've been covering for some time. The Pollinator Gardens in East Hartford are officially open to the public now. An organization called We Love You is known around the world for their work in underprivileged communities. Fox 61's Joe Monty was at the grand opening ceremony and talked to people about the new attraction.
In a giant effort shared by the community and the local government in East Hartford, the We Love You organization put several hundred plants in the ground as part of a pollinator garden project at DePietro Park in East Hartford. We love you! Wow! A crowd of people gathered Sunday at DePietro Park in East Hartford to celebrate a new and beautiful addition to the neighborhood.
It's amazing. It's incredible. Our community really needed something like this. I think it's really nice that with everything that the students, especially for high school, don't have to go to other towns to go take photos and have a nice, beautiful environment they can come to and have beautiful portraits.
These new gardens have stone walkways that people can use to explore the flowers and some of the wildlife they'll attract. Bringing beauty to the neighborhood was one of the important reasons to build the garden, but more importantly, it was designed to attract pollinating insects and animals like bees and birds that help people grow food.
Pollinators make up 1/3 of every bite of food that we eat, so without them we wouldn't have the agriculture that we have and the things that we need to survive years to come. So with pollinator gardens, it gives them another habitat to continue to flourish and do the things that we needed to do.
Volunteers from the We Love You organization planted more than 500 plants of 50 different species, many native to the area. Some of the plants were purchased by the organization, but many were donated by people who saw their work and wanted to help. Angel Tercios with We Love You was heavily involved in the construction of the gardens. He says the project taught him many lessons, including one about community.
It was very moving because as we continue to work throughout this whole process, we continue to see the community members come and getting involved, which is really the mission of the International We Love You Foundation.
One of the main attractions is the heart-shaped garden filled with vibrant flowers and a flowing water fountain. East Hartford Mayor Connor Martin is thrilled with the way everything looks. He says the garden honors the history of the park and honors the former owners who once operated a florist on the land.
We didn't want to build, housing or sports fields or something, that really wouldn't contribute to the community. So this is along the lines of what the DePietro family always had envisioned for this space. And just like you said, we're helping bring it back to life.
The mayor says this is just the beginning for pollinator gardens in the area. He says other organizations are already reaching out, asking to do similar projects. As for this project, everyone couldn't be happier with the outcome. There's nothing but thanks for the We Love You organization. In East Hartford at DePietro Park, Joe Monty, Fox 61.